feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angel. Lonely as I am, together we cry. I drive on the streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me when and I never worry, now that is a lie. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to believe that there's nobody out there. It's hard to believe that I'm all alone. At least I have her love, the city she loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way.
Blood. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Pigskin Pete. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Super Bowl weekend to everybody. Thank you all for joining me on this fine Friday evening. These call-in shows are my favorite shows to do. I love all the shows I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But the ones where I get to have the people call in and talk to them, that's the reason I started this YouTube channel in the first place. So it's at the top of my list. It's something I look forward to every single week. Of course, I do call-in shows every Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. following the great BVD. BVD does his shows on Wednesdays and Fridays as well from 8 to 10. I follow him. I will be doing a live stream for the Super Bowl. Yes, that's right. I'll be doing a live stream for the Super Bowl. So if you guys want to come hang out with me, what time's the Super Bowl start? Like 6:30 or 6:15? I don't even know. I'll check on it. Whatever time it starts, I'll be on 15 or 20 minutes prior to the Super Bowl, and I will stream the entire Super Bowl, most likely, unless it's 50-0 in halftime. I might cut out in the third quarter. But if the game's anywhere close to competitive, I will stream the entire Super Bowl. Mrs. Pete's going to a Super Bowl party, and I'll have the house to myself. So instead of sitting on the couch and watching the Super Bowl by myself, I will be watching it with you or whoever decides to show up. There may be 3 of you, for all I know. But if it's only 4 of us, we'll have a good time. Of course, I do the Lunch Money Show every Monday at 10 p.m. over on Uncle Lou's channel. The bottom of that graphic there, I need to change that. It says live on Uncle Lou on LouTube. That's his secondary channel. It's actually on his main channel. So I need to change that. But anyway, if you haven't checked that out, it's a show about nothing. Have some good guests coming up, too. This coming Monday, we have UCF Jaguar coming in. He is a Jaguars YouTuber that I've known for a while. You guys remember that series I used to do called Behind the Camera with Peete, where I would have on YouTubers. Some of the you new guys might not know about this, but for a period of about 18 months, I did a series where I would have these YouTubers on, mainly NFL YouTubers and college football YouTubers, and I would interview them about their YouTube channel. He was one of the guests on there a long time ago. Good guy. But clearly he's a Jaguars YouTuber, so they have the first pick. They have Urban Meyer as their new coach, most likely Trevor Lawrence going there. So it'll be fun to talk to him about his thoughts on the Jaguars and, of course, on Trevor Lawrence and the draft and Urban Meyer. And so it ties into college football. So we'll have him on 10 p.m. Eastern this coming Monday. And then the following Monday, we will have on the exclusive interview with Mrs. Peete. Yes, and as long as she doesn't back out between now and then, which is a possibility, quite frankly. So that'll be good. So anyway, yeah, we have a lot of fun over there. Come check it out. What did I want to talk about? Oh, before I get to the phone, of course, the main reason we're here tonight. This is a call-in show. The number to call in is 864-207-4522. If you want to call in and talk about the Super Bowl, you want to talk about college football, I don't care what you want to talk about. You want to talk about the draft, whatever you want to talk about. But I do want to let you know there is a chance for all of you viewers and listeners and callers to win $100 from Pigskin Pete. Yes, $100 of my own money I will send to you. Here it is. During the intro, I was asking in the chat about the quarterback draft situation in 2021. The way I see it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here, there's 6 main quarterbacks that we think are going to be the first 6 taken. Those are Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, and Zach Wilson. That's in no particular order. Over the next 12 weeks, because there's 12 weeks between tonight and the NFL draft, or 12 Fridays, including tonight. Over the next 12 Friday night shows, the highest donator through Super Chat will get to pick the order that these players are taken in. And at the end of the 12 weeks, I'll gather everybody's picks, and whoever is closest or right to the order that they go in I will send you a $100 PayPal. All you'll have to do is email me your PayPal information if you win, and I will immediately send you $100 in PayPal. Now, we've had a couple of entries tonight already. Wilkie sent $5. Captain Tripp sent $5, so they're tied. I didn't even I didn't even consider what would happen if there was a tie at the end of the stream tonight. I guess I'd have to flip a coin or something. Or maybe if there's a tie, I'll enter both entries. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I saw some interesting orders. A lot of people typed in the chat what their order of the quarterbacks is going to be. And this is not as easy as it looks, folks. I mean, this is I sat down and tried to figure out what order I think they're going to go in, and it wasn't easy. But if you want my order, I'll go ahead and give it to you. Why not? If I'm going to be doing a giveaway and making you pick the order of the players, I'll go ahead and do it myself as well. The news came out today. Trevor Lawrence is having shoulder surgery on his non-throwing arm. I don't think that's going to affect the draft. Quite frankly, I mean, if he was on his throwing arm, it might. But anyway, this is a relatively common procedure. And it's not on his throwing arm, and he's supposedly supposed to be ready for training camp this summer. So I don't think that'll affect the outcome of the draft. Okay, so I'm going to have Trevor Lawrence number 1 out of the 6. The next quarterback taken will be Zach Wilson. I think that Justin Fields has the higher upside. But for some reason, I feel like Zach Wilson's getting more love than Justin Fields is. So I'm taking Justin Fields number 3. Will be the third of the quarterbacks taken. So who do we have left? We have Trey Lance from North Dakota State, Mac Jones from Alabama, and Kyle Trask from Florida. I think Mac Jones is going to be the 4th quarterback taken. Ooh, Kyle Trask and Trey Lance. That's what I'm telling you. This is not easy. And of course, this is before seeing their pro days or their workout videos or whatever. You know, man, the season that Kyle Trask just had, that had to raise his stock, didn't it? I'm gonna go Trask 5. And Lance 6. And who knows what Lance is going to end up doing in the NFL. He played at North Dakota State. It's hard to judge. Now, we saw Carson Wentz go very higher in the draft. He played at North Dakota State. And by the way, this kid's he's a baller. So he might shock everybody and ruin my order right off the rip. Who knows? But that's who I have. That's my order there. So anybody who sends a super chat, whoever sends the highest amount of donations in one Friday night show, you send me your order. I will lock it in. And after the draft is over, we'll find out who won, and I will PayPal you $100. You can win multiple weeks in a row, so you can change the order to increase your chances. So if you win this week and you send your order in, and then 3 weeks from now, 3 Fridays from now, you win again, you can send me another draft order. So it'll increase your chances. So you can win multiple weeks in a row. It's not just a one entry thing. Let's see who is in the chat here, and then we will get to the phone lines. Cheers to the chat. Matt Dummett's here. Crimson Brave. Matty Sims. Matt K. Yeah, Matt K says 2 Matts. Captain Trips is here. Nate the Great. Don't be late. The depressed Wolverines fan is not late tonight. He called in on the Wednesday show, and he was late, and I hung up on him for it. That's not even actually why I hung up on him. I hope I didn't upset you, Nate. So somebody told me that you were upset about that. I'm sorry, buddy. It was nothing personal. I really was just trying to get through the phone calls and get off. I needed to get off. So I found a reason, and you being late was the reason. But I hope you're okay, buddy. Thank you for stopping. And Kyle Papik, Space Mountain. Lenny the Gump Summers says he might call in. Well, sure. More the merrier. By the way, we have a caller draft, too. Me and Uncle Lou going on in a couple weeks here. We haven't said exactly what date we're doing that. But the more callers, the better. I need to figure out who to draft in this thing. I can't let him beat me in the draft. That wouldn't be a good look. Tiger Nation. Mike Vick. Mike Vick doesn't like my intro music. Well, get in line. Crimson Brave. DeGoat Watson. DeGoat Watson is DeGoat, by the way. Wilkie. Thank you for the donation, sir. He says, hope all is well, Pete. Wish you came on earlier. I will listen to the playback tomorrow morning on the drive to work. Well, thank you, Wilkie. Yeah, I mean, if I come on earlier, some people can't come in because it's too early. If I come in late, some people can't come on because it's too late. Like, I wish I could pick a time that was great for everybody, but that's literally impossible. George is here. What's up, George? George came in to let us know he's getting a shower. Golden Blue Dude. Oh, by the way, Golden Blue Dude, I did get your message. And yes, I would be happy to do that. I'll have to get back to you, though, on what a good day and time will be for me and see if that's okay with you. I have to think about that for a second. I haven't had time to think about it. Go Tigers 504 is here. Uncle Lou is here. He says, Ames, Iowa.
Fuck it. I'm sorry, but Jim Cornette has officially left the building and has been replaced by Bad Jim that does evil things and has to hire lawyers, which is why I got to get to a hotel room, get some air conditioning, and a fucking pizza.
Mad Jim. This is what I sound like whenever I get one of those telemarketer calls, and if somebody calls you at the wrong time and it's like a telemarketer and you think it's somebody that you actually want to talk to. This is my reaction to them.
Fuck it. I'm sorry, but Jim Cornette has officially left the building and has been replaced by Bad Jim that does evil things and has to hire lawyers, which is why I got to get to a hotel room, get some air conditioning, and a fucking pizza.
Zach Sports Media is in the house. What's up, man? Mike 3883 is here. He says, hey, I just came in after watching Mark Rogers. Well, that's good. Thank you for hopping over here. I'm sure Mark Rogers' show was amazing and fantastic. Tiger Nation, long as Trevor goes number one, screw the rest. Yeah, well, I agree with that. Only problem with going number one is you go to a crap team, And I'm not going to lie, as a Clemson fan and a Trevor Lawrence fan, it's going to be a little bit weird seeing Urban Meyer coach Trevor Lawrence. I mean, yeah, I'll get over it, and I'm not such an Urban Meyer hater that I want the Jaguars to fail just because Urban Meyer's coaching them. If Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback, I want him to do well. So I'm just going to have to get over it. You know what I mean? But I agree. Country Tiger. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is getting surgery on his non-throwing shoulder. P. Digits is here. Kevin Dogs fans for life. Mark Rogers TV is here. Man, got the goats in here, Uncle Lou and Mark Rogers. I mean, of course, there's a bunch of other goats as well, but those are two of them. Mark Rogers says, knock 'em dead, Pete. See you on Monday. Yes, sir. I'll see you on Monday at noon. Everyone check out me and Mark Rogers at noon Eastern time on Monday. The College Football Coast to Coast Show over on Mark Rogers TV. Man, we've been doing that for about 20 weeks, 19 or 20 weeks. Can't believe it. Looking forward to it. All right, let's look at the phone lines here. Let's see if anybody graced me with their presence. Yes, they did. I'm going to take these in the order that they came in. So if you're on hold, just hold on a little bit longer. What's up? You're on with Pete. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, first time caller. This is Lenny the Gump Summers.
Lenny the Gump Summers, you are a first-time caller. Let me write your name down because you're not a regular caller, but you should be. And I will definitely enter you into the caller draft between myself and Uncle Lou. Believe me, I need all the help I can get in this. I feel like I'm a loser either way in this because he typically, well, his show's a little bit longer than mine. I usually do about 90 minutes. He does 2 hours. And let's face it, he's got a bigger audience than me. And he has more callers generally. So if he steals my callers, I could be doing a call-in show with no callers. So I need all the help I can get. Lenny the Gump Summers. All right. What's up, buddy? What can I do for you?
What do you think about Trevor Lawrence's shoulder injury?
I don't, as far as his draft stock, I don't think it will affect it. If it was on his throwing shoulder, I think it would be a big deal, clearly, but it's not. And they didn't even know he had this injury until they did an extensive, this is what I read, today. They did an extensive physical on him, like they do for all of these guys that are in the draft. And they noticed an issue with his shoulder. I guess they did an MRI, found out he had a torn ligament or something in there, and they need to do a minor surgery to repair it. But it's on his left shoulder, not his right shoulder. And he should be good to go by training camp. So I don't think as far as draft stock, it's going to be a big deal. But I'm no doctor, Lenny. I didn't know if you know that.
Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, I think he's so good that it really doesn't matter. He could have 2 broken legs and they can probably still take him.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
because he's that good.
Well, I mean, look, we saw. Look at what happened with Tua Tagovailoa in last year's draft. I mean, this guy basically broke his femur. I mean, this guy blew his knee out, broke his leg. I mean, it was a horrific injury what Tua had, and he still went 5th overall in the draft. Now, that was an amazing recovery that Tua had, but this is nothing anywhere near that serious.
Yeah, and I think that's about it.
Whatever, hip injury, hip, leg, thigh, whatever it was.
Hip. Yeah, I think that's about it. Nothing more I can think of.
All right.
So, thanks for the call.
Yeah, thank you, Lenny.
Bye.
Lenny, the Gump Summers, coming through like a champion and entering himself into the caller draft, which is very important. What is up? You're on with Pete.
Yeah, good morning in that. This is Kyle.
Is this Kyle Papik?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have I written you down yet? I don't know. I got a long list going here. Kyle Papik, you are you're becoming a hot commodity, I believe. I think that your draft stock, just like some of these quarterbacks that we were just talking about, your draft stock is going through the roof at the moment.
Well, I sure hope so.
Yes.
So this Sunday is the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it is going to come down to the fourth quarter, but in the end, I think that Tom Brady will pull it out in the fourth quarter. I think it will be a 31-28 victory.
Tom Brady's going to pull it out, and it's going to be what'd you say? What was the final score?
31-28 victory.
31-28. So a 3-point victory, which would be the opposite of what happened earlier in the season when these two teams faced each other. Kansas City won by 3 points. And you know what? I tend to agree with you, Kyle. I mean, everybody's picking Kansas City, as they should. I mean, they're a great football team. I still believe it's hard to bet against Tom Brady, especially when he has a couple of weeks to prepare. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are clicking at the right time of the year. They had a little bit of a slow start to the season, had a couple of close losses. It's just hard to bet against the greatest of all time. Now, having said that, I do want the Chiefs to win. Not because I'm a Tom Brady hater, because I'm not a Tom Brady hater. The reason I want the Chiefs to win is simply because they have a bunch of Clemson players on their team. That's the main. That's the main reason. Otherwise, I could care less. I just want to have a good game. I don't want to see a blowout or a boring game like we saw. What was that, a couple of years ago with the Patriots and the Rams? I think. What was it, like 13-10 or something? Whatever it was. It was awful.
Yeah. And I mean, to me, I really don't care who wins. I just want to see a good game too, because I mean, every once in a while you want to see a blowout win, but in a championship game, no, you want to see a close game and show that, like, hey, these two teams were truly the best and deserve to be there.
Yeah, I think we could already say that probably before the game even starts, that these are the two best teams in the NFL. I mean, for Tampa Bay to win 3 road games in the playoffs to get there, that solidifies them as the best team in the NFC. And then I think that the Chiefs, maybe the Bills is a close second, but the Chiefs have been the best team in the AFC since week 1. So I think it'll be a good game. I don't predict a blowout. I heard somebody on I can't remember whose show it was the other day. I don't know if it was on my show. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I heard somebody say on somebody's show that they thought this was going to be like a 50-20 and Kansas City was going to blow out Tampa Bay. I don't see that happening. I think it'll be close.
Yeah, I'm sure either. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to just call in and grace you with my presence.
Yes,
and
thank
I hope
you.
you have a good morning.
Thank you. You too. Here you guys have it. Kyle Papik moving right up the draft board for Pigskin Pete. I got a list growing here of potential candidates. And believe me, I need all the help I can get in this draft. There's no doubt about it. I am the underdog in the draft. Yeah, if we're going to set a spread on this, I think Lou has a 6-point. He should be a 6-point favorite in this draft against Pigskin Pete. I see you on the hold, George. Just wait a second. Let me get to this other call first. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, this is Nate, the +4 fan. Nate the Great, don't be late, a.k.a. making sense.
Nate, you were not late tonight, buddy. Proud of you. Proud of you, buddy.
I mean, I'm proud of myself, too, but, I wouldn't say mad, but I would say, I'm not going to talk about that. But anyway, so my top 6 quarterbacks for the draft is Trevor Lawrence, I was going to say the morning, but it's Zach Wilson, Fields, and what's it called? I would say Lance, because
all right, so you're
might be shocking at first, but
so you're going Trey Lance ahead of Mac Jones and Kyle Trask.
You said it's pretty hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
So,
it is hard.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, I would say Lance for my prediction for 5th, and my Mac Jones on 6 and Trask on 5.
Well, you picked 6 people, but you only said five spots. You said Trevor Lawrence 1, Zach Wilson 2, Justin Fields 3, which is the exact same order I have them in. Then you said Trey Lance 4. So then you have Mac Jones 5 and Kyle Trask 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But actually, so I know you're not a Michigan guy, but Michigan got a 5-star QB. I'm going to talk about a little bit of recruiting, like from this 2021 class.
Okay.
His name is J.J. McCarthy. He's a pro-style quarterback. He's a second in the nation for quarterbacks, for position.
Where is he from? Where part of the country is he from?
Well, he used to be in Nazareth Academy, which is in Illinois.
Okay.
But he transferred to IMG Academy, which is in Florida.
Okay, so yeah, IMG guy. I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. My question is, will he maybe in the later weeks? Do you think he will get like some reps under center? Or
that's hard to say. I mean, look, that depends on how good the current starter is going to play. And, unfortunately for Michigan, they're not typically in the same situation like Clemson is in the ACC, where they're blowing people out by 40 points at halftime, and they can play everybody on the roster and play their second and third and fourth string quarterbacks in the second half and get them reps. So it's all going to depend on how the starter plays. But, I mean, who knows? If he might be the best player on the team. He might start day one for all we know, right?
Yeah, I mean, I want him to play for some reps. I mean, I don't want him like sitting on the bench the whole time or the whole season. That would be unfair. But I would say for my prediction for the first string, second string, and third string for quarterbacks from Michigan. Probably McNamara for the first 2 weeks, and then for start, and then switch J.J. McCarthy for start for maybe rest of the season. I don't know if he's probably make an impact in Milton, probably, but I'm not sure. Third is probably Joe Milton because he didn't really do much.
He was one of the most disappointing players, but then again, Michigan was one of the most disappointing teams last year. I was actually kind of surprised, Nate, that Michigan had a top 10 recruiting class this year. I didn't think that they would. But I mean, look, they still have the brand. They still have Jim. I mean, as much of a disappointment as Jim Harbaugh has been, he's still Jim Harbaugh, and he's recruited pretty well, particularly on the defensive side of the football since he's been there, which is weird since he's an offensive guy. But anyway, we'll see how it works out. Maybe they can turn the corner this year. I can tell you right now, Nate, I'm not putting my money on Michigan to win anything until they can prove me different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, plus I mean, I think Michigan. I'm just saying, that's my opinion. I think Michigan can compete with Ohio State. I know a lot of people will say no, they won't. They will get destroyed. But it's my opinion. I think they will.
No. Please don't do it. Wrong.
It's my opinion.
Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, even if it is
wrong.
They're miles behind Ohio State, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Anything can happen, I guess. Anybody, look, you got to look at the bright side of things, Nate. You can't go through the rest of your life. You're a young man. You can't go through the rest of your life being a depressed Wolverines fan. You need to have hope, and the off season is full of hope. Right? Just ask the Gamecocks. They're full of hope every year. Problem is they've been let down 128 years in a row. Thank you for the call, Nate. You're amazing and fantastic. Anybody else wants to call in? The number to call in is 864-207-4522. The preemptive number one pick in the draft, of course, if I get the first pick in the draft, is, of course, The call that everybody loves to hate, George. George is currently on hold. George called in twice last week. And I will get to George in just a second. Hang in there tight. Just one more second, George. I want to acknowledge some people in the chat here. I saw some questions for me. What is up, Traveling Fools is here. Jeff Webster, J-Dub in the house. Ames, Iowa. Michael Hogg. P. Digits is here. Shannon Mitchell. Thank you for joining me. I'm sure if you're here, Shannon, you're amazing and fantastic. I happen to already know that you are since you're here. Who was that asked me? Somebody asked me a question a minute ago. I can't find it now. Yes, if somebody brings up a good point, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, especially the thumbs up if you're already subscribed. It helps me out. For some reason, YouTube likes the thumbs up button. You know, I could care less if you hit the thumbs up button, personally. But YouTube does care for whatever reason. That's the reason I ask you to do it. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. Hold on to your hats, as they say.
I'm holding on to my hat.
What's up, George?
Hey.
Yes.
Good evening. It's George in Portland, Oregon, the fucking ghost town of the West Coast.
Why is it a ghost town? I don't even know if I want to ask this.
I'm pretty sure Antifa and Black Lives Matter emptied that son of a bitch out. You can drive through Portland. It'll scare the shit out of you.
I can always count on you, George.
I haven't been downtown Portland in a year. I've driven through Portland the last 3 days because I've been working. Every window has plywood over it. There's just homeless people laying everywhere. Piles of trash. It looks like it's the apocalypse, for real. Not joking.
So that's downtown Portland. Where do you live in? Uptown Portland or a suburb of Portland? I mean, how far are you from downtown Portland?
Southeast Portland. I live in Southeast. It's not bad. It's all right.
So is that like, you know, I've never been to Portland, so I'm just asking, like, I don't know. So is that like a suburb of Portland?
Yeah.
Okay.
A suburb.
All right. Again, who else we got on the phone here?
That's Derek, my brother.
Derek, of course, Derek.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up,
Or
Derek?
my kid, whatever.
Good to hear from you, Derek.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to him on the phone, and people said, call in. I said, I can't. I'm on the phone. And they said, you're going to lose your spot, like in whatever
the draft.
The thing is y'all are doing.
The draft.
So I went, I told Derek, hold on. The draft, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to tell Derek, hold on. I got to call in.
Right now you're leading to be my first pick, but things can change.
Good.
Things can change between now and then, George.
What am I leading for?
Well, we're going to draft between the two of us. We both do call-in shows, obviously, and we have a lot of the same callers, and so we're going to do a draft like the NFL draft, where let's say I get the number one pick. I draft George, right? Then he drafts, just for instance, he drafts Kyle Papik, so on and so forth. I don't know how many rounds we're going to do. We have to figure that out too. Well, the rule is for the next week, or not the next week, but for the next show for each of us after that, if I draft George, then that means he's not allowed to accept a phone call from you on his next show. And if he drafts Kyle Papik,
That's messed up.
then I'm not allowed to accept a phone call for Kyle Papik on my next show. I don't know whose idea this was, but it's not a good one. It's not a good one. It's not a good idea for either one of us, especially not me. But it'll be fun. I think it'll be something fun to do. That's the reason we're doing it. It's to show appreciation to the callers too.
I thought I don't get to go against his number round guy in a head-to-head phone call.
You know what? Now you're talking. Listen, now George, this is why you might be my number one pick. Because now you're using you're using your noggin there. I'll have to bring that up to him. You know what?
That's the whole point of it.
You're on to something, buddy. That might work out perfectly.
Who the best caller is? I'm gonna tear him up, and he's gonna try to tear me up, but it ain't gonna work.
I like the way I like where your head's at though, George. I'm gonna bring that theory up and see what he thinks about it.
George has some confidence, that's for damn sure.
Yeah,
A couple beers, I'm ready to go.
Confidence is not George's problem. He's got.
Oh yes, I hang out with the dude every day. Trust me, it's above his head.
You hang out with him every day. So hold on, George. Since you always have Derek on the line when you call in too, I'm going to put George to the side for a second here. I want to ask Derek some questions about George.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you just mentioned that you hang out with George every day. Now, Derek, you don't have to give me your life story or your address or your social security number or anything like that. No, George, shut up. George,
shut up.
Okay, go ahead.
You're on the verge. You know what happens when this happens. I've got an itchy trigger finger on the hang up button. George, all right, so I'm talking to Derek. George. I'm talking to Derek now, George.
All right, go ahead.
Derek, how old are you, Derek?
Just turned 24.
24. So you are about what, 50 years younger than George? What?
Yes.
All right.
More than. Yeah.
All right. So this is an odd friendship, but nonetheless, nothing wrong with hanging out with older people. I think that hanging out with older people can be interesting and you learn a lot from them and all that. George is an interesting character though. So how did you meet George?
I am best friends with his son.
Oh, okay. Now this is even more interesting.
Yep,
His
son moved out of town, and ever since his son moved out of town, me and him have been hanging out just about 4 days a week, 4 out of 7 days a week.
Okay, so you used to hang out with his son all the time, and George was around, and then his son moves away, and you just kept continuing to hang out with George.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's a fun conspiracy theorist kind of guy. He gets off the walls sometimes, but he's a fun guy all around.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I grew his weed.
All right, so that moves me to my next that moves me to my next question. What is a typical day like when you hang out with George? What do you guys do? I mean, do you guys go out to lunch together? Do you just sit in the apartment and watch Netflix? I mean, what do you do? Walk me through this.
Sit in the apartment, watch football on a good Saturday day. Drink beer.
Yeah.
Kick back, relax, smoke cigarettes. He smokes his weed. I don't smoke the weed. So.
Okay, so you're not a weed guy.
Oh, I used to be, but now I'm in construction. That stuff don't fly in that industry.
Oh, so you take drug tests, so you have to stay away from the weed.
Yep.
Okay, good to know.
What else?
I don't know. I think you pretty much answered all my questions. I don't know if I have any more questions.
The main thing that I got to say is he might seem crazy, but he's real fun.
Well, most crazy people.
About your apartment complex.
Haven't you ever heard the saying? Haven't you ever heard the saying?
Tell him I can actually do shit if I feel like it.
Haven't you ever heard the saying when there's a crazy girl in the bunch and then guys go, "I bet she's fun in bed." Yeah, we know crazy people are fun.
Yep. I wasn't talking about in bed, but yeah, sure, take that route.
Well, yeah, no, I know. You get my point.
Pete,
I know. I'm fucking with you, Pete.
All right, George, you're allowed to talk again. What's up?
He's had a couple apartment complexes try not to give him his deposit back when he moved out, and I write these funny fucking but very serious legal shit to them, and it's just a blast, isn't it, Derek?
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
I don't think he's lost yet.
George for sure has taught me a lot of legal stuff that doesn't seem legal.
Oh yeah, George is basically an attorney. We all know that.
Yes, exactly. We all know that. Trust me. I'll go over to his house on a Thursday night, and he'll show me the chat that I missed on Wednesday night, and I hear it all from George what happened that night.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see all the comments, everything.
I think I'm going to regret asking this, but what's the reason, since George brought up you don't get your deposit backs on the apartments that you rent? What are some of the reasons you don't get your deposit back?
Well, it was only with one apartment specifically, but they were trying to fuck with me, telling me that there was mold here and there was a hole right here and this and that. There wasn't. I have pictures of the apartments, and I won the case actually.
Oh, you took you took him to court over a $500 deposit? I mean, what was the deposit?
No. It was
letters.
It was $1,500.
Administratively, I defaulted them out.
Hold on, George. It was $1,500 deposit. We wrote them a couple letters. They wrote us a couple. We wrote them a couple back, and then they said your charges have been dismantled, I guess I could say.
Dropped,
and the
yeah.
money was returned to me.
So did George help you draft these letters?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Do you happen to have a copy of those letters that George helped you draft?
I got a bunch of evidence in my apartment right now.
I would love to see. I would love to see a George drafted letter to an apartment association.
Hey, listen. My name and my information isn't on that anywhere. Go ahead and take a picture and send it to his email. But black out
I will send it to
your your name and your address. You don't want to your address.
I literally will send you a picture to your email address, phone number, whatever you want.
So my email address is in the
letters I wrote them. It's hilarious.
The email address is in the description to this video, to the live stream.
Okay.
Yeah. So I need that.
You and say sincerely from Derek.
I need that. I'll read them and see if they're interesting enough.
I write these letters. They're written by hand. They're all handwritten because a handwritten letter has something called weightiness behind it. It means a human being actually had to pick up a pen and write it. It means so much more to a court or administrator or an arbitrator.
I don't know about that, George.
Shit don't fly in the real world.
I don't know about that.
Oh, Pete, I'm only 24, and I thought I was dumb, and he said this stuff, and I didn't believe it. But after those letters, it's a different. I'll send you some copies of them.
Yeah, I need that.
My son Daniel, Derek's friend, he just beat Capital One for $17,000 on 3 credit cards, right? And I told my son, I said, the only thing they can do is get you to self-confess. You're going to go to this arbitration hearing, and they're going to go, Mr. So-and-so, didn't you use these cards? Didn't you get these cards? Didn't you run these cards for 5 years? And my son looked at him and said, how the hell do I remember? I'm a busy man. That's why I asked you to prove it. And he won. They quit. Capital One. They got on an airplane and flew back to L.A.
Hey, Pete, the funny thing is I know you don't believe this stuff,
no,
but it is real.
I believe you. I'm not saying I don't believe you. It's just George Esquire. It's kind of hard to believe. That's all.
Do you know why I became this way, Pete? I went to prison for something I did.
Oh, I know. I know why you became this way. Uh-huh.
That won't happen.
Yeah, I know why you became this way.
Hey, Pete.
That's not a secret. What's up?
Pete, if there's any phone call that's gonna draft George #1, it's got to be this phone call, right? Maybe, I don't know. George is kind of crazy, but
George he's been a crazy caller. I don't even know how long he's one of the first people to ever call into my call-in show since I started it. Close to 2 and a half years. I don't think I did call-in shows the first half of a year that I was on YouTube because I didn't even have a computer. I was just doing my phone. But once I got a computer, I started doing call-in shows. Probably 2.5 years. He's one of the first ones. And he's certainly one of the most consistent. And he's by far one of the craziest. No, the craziest.
Yes, and that's what makes it fun.
Yes.
That's what makes it fun and grabs fans in.
Yes.
A wild and crazy guy.
Yeah, you're a wild, crazy guy, all right. I wish George was coming. You know what? I don't even know if this is true, but I'm honest. I wish George was coming to the Slob Olympics, but it's all the way across the country. It'd be an expensive trip for him.
Yes. I don't know. When is it? How many months do I have? I might just move to that town and get an apartment there.
It's in a month. It's in 4 weeks from now. March 5th through 7th.
We might take a flight out there, George.
You think they're going to let me on an airplane?
You said you think they'll let me on an airplane.
I don't think so.
All right. It's been amazing and fantastic, gentlemen. Thank you for calling in. There you guys have it. The one, the only George. And, of course, Derek. Derek has become a co-caller of George's within the past few months. It seems like every time George calls, I hear Derek laughing in the background. And I'm like, who is that? And he's on a 3-way call with Derek. So that's the way that goes. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. If anybody, I'll keep the phone lines open for the next 15 minutes or so. If anybody wants to call in, 864-207-4522. So far, the people that have entered themselves into the contest, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the show, I'm doing a contest over the next 12 Fridays. So there's 12 weeks between now and the NFL draft, and every single Friday night show that I do, the show you're watching now, the Friday Night Call-In show, I will take the highest super chat donator and enter them into the contest. So we'll have 12 different people, or maybe less than 12. You can be entered in twice if you win 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, or however many weeks you win throughout the 12 weeks. And you will pick the order that the quarterbacks in this year's draft will be drafted in. And this is not very easy. But there's 6 quarterbacks. The 6 quarterbacks are Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, and Zach Wilson. You pick the order if you were one of the highest bidders that week. And at the end of the 12 weeks, whoever is closest or wins and gets the exact order, I will send you $100 via PayPal. That easy, folks. Tonight, we have 3 $5 super chats. Wilkie, Trips, Captain Trips, that is, and Tiger Nation. So, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work out the tiebreaker there. Didn't even think about ties whenever I was coming up with this premise here. We'll figure it out though. So we got another couple of minutes with the phone lines open, 864-207-4522. Otherwise, I will shut them down and we'll get right to this tiebreaker situation. Let's see what's going on in the chat. George Esquire writing legal letters to apartment complexes. I mean, I hope he sends me screenshots of that. Vodka Drinker says, make damn sure you do that pet walkthrough and list every damn spot you see for $1,500. Yeah. It's been a long time since I rented something. Let's see here. It was probably 2001 was the last time I rented something. We bought our first house in 2003. And haven't rented since then. So, but I remember what that was like. I don't think I got my deposit back either for whatever reason. Probably because my dog pissed on the carpet or something. JW13120. Pete, can you bless me with $1? I can bless you with 100 if you win the contest. Garoon D says, I got Clemson by 10 over those lousy dogs. Well, George, why are you calling back in, buddy? I'm trying to give somebody else a chance to call in here. You know what? This, again, against my better judgment. What's up, George?
Hey, I didn't get to talk about what I wanted to talk about.
What?
I want to talk about football.
All right. You've got.
All right.
I got another call. So you got 60 seconds.
That's Derek. That's Derek. He'll be happy to wait. I told Derek to call on his own right.
No, this isn't Derek. Unless he's got a different area code than you.
No. I told Derek to call. He's the guy on hold, I'm sure. I sent him your phone number and the link. But I didn't get to talk about what I was going to say. There was people I was talking to in the
I'm
chat.
sorry, but Jim Cornette has officially left the building and has been replaced by Bad Jim that does evil things and has to hire lawyers, which is why I got to get to a hotel room, get some air conditioning, and a fucking pizza.
What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, J-Dub calling you. How we doing
J-Dub. J-Dub, have you written any letters to apartment complexes recently to get out of a blown deposit?
No, I haven't, and I don't believe in the value of the handwritten letter either, because half of people's penmanship is illegible.
That's a good point. Plus, do you know this is unrelated? They don't even teach cursive in schools anymore. Did you know that?
Some of them don't. I know that there was an issue. It was an issue here in a local district. They raised hell about it, and they were going to stop doing it, and enough people raised hell that they continue to do it. So I know it's hit and miss. A lot of people are not.
I think most school, well, it's certainly most public schools don't. Maybe certain areas of the country they do. Maybe some private schools they do. But that was shocking to me. We started learning to write cursive in like 3rd grade or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember that. I went to Catholic school, and the sisters were very, very harsh about how your penmanship.
You went to Catholic school. Did they used to smack you with the ruler?
No, that's not true. They never came after us with a ruler. They came after you with just a dirty look, and that was enough. There are quite a few Catholic schools in the Des Moines metropolitan area, and I know that they all teach cursive because the diocese still demands it. So, but the public schools, I couldn't tell you. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. It's a shame if they don't.
Yeah. Traveling Fools. Hold on, real quick. Traveling Fools, thank you. Traveling Fools is now in the lead for tonight's contest. Says doubling up, yo. Thank you. P Digits enters the contest as well. Thank you for the show, Pete. Thank you for watching. You guys are all amazing and fantastic. I say that every week. All right. So go ahead and finish your thoughts. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, I wanted to talk about the Super Bowl, but before I got there, I had a real quick question. Inquiring minds are curious as to what's in your red Solo cup.
There's vodka and lemonade in there.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know what do you know what Mrs. Peete bought tonight? I don't know if you've ever had this. The first time we ever had it was like last week when we went out to lunch one day or to dinner one evening. It's called Screwball. It's peanut butter flavored whiskey. Have you had this before or seen it?
No, and I'm not sure. I enjoy a good bourbon, but I'm not sure I would want one peanut butter flavored.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I don't know about the.
I'll tell you this. It tastes like you're eating a spoonful of peanut butter when you take a drink of it straight. I'm not. You don't mix it with anything. You drink it straight. And it's really unbelievable. That's all I'm going to say. I try to stay away from it because it's like it doesn't even taste like liquor, but it's still like 80 proof. It's it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's like that apple pie shine. It's got such a strong taste to it. You don't realize the proof that's behind it, and then all of a sudden. Yeah.
That's right. That's why I stay away from it. At least with the vodka, I can taste the vodka, and I can I know my limits. Lenny the Gump Summers. What is this thing with Ames, Iowa that everyone says? Is this about you?
Yeah, for some reason I get tagged with. I don't even live in Ames. I work in Ames. Yeah. Sometimes I work in Ames, but I don't live there. But I get this Ames, Iowa every time I call in. That I don't know. It gives them something to shout out, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. It's silly.
I
just ignore it.
You're an interesting guy. You work. You're an Alabama alumni, right?
Right.
You cover the Big 12 sport. Do you cover more than just football, or you just cover football?
Well, tomorrow at 2:00 I'll be covering Texas Tech at Iowa State for women's basketball. So I do.
Okay.
For Iowa State, I cover home football games, women's basketball games at home, and then some of their track and field. I will occasionally shoot Iowa Hawkeye football games. And then in the summer, I shoot for the, which I didn't do last year because they canceled the entire season, the Iowa Cubs, which is the AAA team from the Chicago Cubs, who are based in Des Moines.
Yeah. So you're year round.
It's a wide variety, but I mean.
Yeah, you're a year round guy. You're not just. You're not just football season.
Right, and people think, they make a big deal about, well, he's an Alabama guy and he shoots for Iowa State, as if you couldn't go to the University of Kentucky and then get hired by Penn State University. To
Oh,
do
well, look,
something.
virtually every coach in major football is played at a different school or coach.
Yeah.
I mean, look, yeah, that's ridiculous. Of course. I mean, Dabo Swinney played at Alabama. There's a bunch of Clemson former players on Clemson staff now that Dabo Swinney's hired over the years. But, I mean, did who am I thinking of here? Well, Will Muschamp was at Bulldog, right? Coached at South Carolina, coached at Florida. I mean, two teams in the same division as Georgia, right?
Right.
So, I mean, you can go on and on down the list. Most of these coaches did not coach where they're or play or whatever or go to school where they're coaching now.
I mean, Nick Saban played at Kent State. I mean,
Yeah. Right. He wasn't even a starter or anything, though. I don't think he wasn't a significant player.
No, I don't believe he was.
No. Anywho, so what you got for me, Jeff?
The Super Bowl.
Yes.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I think the game. I think Kansas City's just too much. I put it in your chat room earlier tonight. I've got the Chiefs 34-20. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm surrounded by Chief fans up here, and I'm not a Brady fan. But I think the Chiefs are too much. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping, and I'll turn on the game about like 3 minutes before they kick off. I'm not interested in all the hype. I don't ever watch any of that pregame stuff. And I never watch the halftime. I hope that we don't get a bunch of virtue signaling and a bunch of politics throughout the game and throughout all the commercials. Can we just, I don't care. And to the chat section, please understand. I don't care if you're the left. I don't care if you're the right. I don't care where you are. Can we just have a Super Bowl? Can we just have a sporting event where we don't have to bring politics in it? Can we just have football?
First of all, I think a lot of people agree with you, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of it on the field, because I think the NFL is going to try to protect the brand and doesn't want to run off half or a certain percentage of their viewers. But I do believe you'll see it in the commercials. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It's going to be throughout the commercials. So, for all the people that love to watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, get ready for the political commercials. They'll be there.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, several of the larger sponsors of Budweiser, Pepsi, maybe a couple others have decided not to advertise this year.
Well, I did not know that.
So,
yeah. See,
I'm sure Budweiser and Pepsi. I'm sure Budweiser and Pepsi are two of them, but there may be others as well.
Yeah, politics has bled over into business, right? Like, and I don't even like to get into all this, but like the My Pillow guy, what's that guy's name? Whatever his name is, he's obviously a big Trump guy,
right?
And so now all the people that hate Trump won't buy the My Pillow. So the same thing's going on with Budweiser, with every business. They really be smart. I mean, the smart businessmen are the ones that stay neutral and keep their nose out of it. If it's about making money, you don't want to alienate half of your consumers. But
I've never quite understood that. If I'm trying to sell Peete in South Carolina a particular brand of blue jeans, the last thing I want to do is promote or take a stance on something controversial that's going to make Peete buy my competitor's blue jeans just because I said that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, that's business.
Hell out of it. I want your money. I want your money. I don't care who you voted for.
Yeah, that's business 101. And there's only one currency that I know of that really matters in this country, and it's the almighty dollar. It doesn't have anything to do with how you vote.
Right. That's why I just say, there's a place for politics, and I'm not sure that, I think ESPN's declining ratings can be tracked to the fact that they kind of went a little bit too much to one side, and some of their hosts definitely stuck their foot in the fire, and I just say you got to stay out of that. I mean, I would not let my politics. I would not want that somebody saying, you know what, I could buy this 18 shot spread for my website from Webster, but I'm not going to do it because he supports such and such. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to let that ever be an issue.
I think that probably has something to do with the declining ratings for ESPN and other sports networks too. I think the other part of it is just the simultaneous growing of alternative media, YouTube, all these podcast platforms. People are just consuming their sports in different ways. It used to be ESPN had a juggernaut. I mean, they had a monopoly basically, and now there's a lot of other competition.
Right.
And when you add that on top of it, yeah, it just it makes it harder for them to make some noise.
You're right. You know, it used to be if you wanted to hear people talk about sports and you wanted to have a sports discussion, you had sports radio, but then you had Cold Pizza, First Take, Pardon the Interruption, whatever. But now YouTube's blown up, and you've got Pigskin Pete, you've got Mark Rogers, you've got name your guy.
There's a million of us.
Wherever you are in the country.
Right.
Yeah, you've got places to go. And in these places, you can make your comments in the chat, and you can talk with other people who disagree or agree with you. And the availability, all of a sudden, the what do you want to call it? The monopoly on the conversation has left the large cable companies. Like you just said, there's other platforms now.
Yeah, the old saying, "Video killed the radio star." When TV came along, when radio was the main medium, then TV came along. It's a natural progression. Now we have the internet. The internet has certainly hurt TV. But then again, the TV networks are trying to get in on that as well. Of course, ESPN has a YouTube channel, and they all have YouTube channels. So they recognize where the bread and butter is, and they're moving that way, which is unfortunate because I think that YouTube was great. For one reason, it was because it wasn't what the people that you saw on TV. And now the people that are on TV are also getting in on the YouTube deal, but you can't blame them. It's a good business movie. So.
Right. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when MTV started, when we had just gotten cable and MTV came out, and I'm like, oh my God, I can see my favorite bands whoever would have thought this, isn't this wonderful? Music is on television.
Yeah.
Well, now you reach into your pocket, you pull out your phone, you can watch television on your phone as you walk down the street.
Yeah. Where
are we gonna be in 20 years?
You remember when MTV was actually a music channel, when they had music videos and they had it was great in the 80s and 90s, and then now I don't even know what it is now. It's like reality TV shows or something. It has nothing to do with music.
People may not believe this in the comment section, but there was a time when MTV did play videos, and they had like 50 of them.
Yeah.
Because nobody had videos. Nobody made videos to songs, and a lot of it was just concert footage clipped into songs, to make a video. And so if you watched MTV for 3 or 4 hours, you might see a song play twice.
Yeah,
they just didn't have any.
For the kid, I feel sorry for the kids growing up these days that don't know what MTV was like in the 80s and 90s. It was great. It was great. If you were a music lover, and they don't have that now. I mean, I guess they have the internet, which is, which some would say maybe it's better, but I don't know. There was a nostalgia to it. All the shows that they had and the endless amounts of music videos. And,
you had a little bit of everything. You had MTV had MTV Raps.
Yeah.
They had Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, they had every genre.
They had an alternative. They had an alternative / college radio show called 120 Minutes.
Yeah.
So they went through all different genres.
Yeah.
And you could find what you wanted on MTV, and now this was then all of a sudden it became shows and game shows and reality shows, and all of a sudden the music part of MTV kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it's a shame. All right, I would love to talk to you about this all night, Jeff, but I got to run, buddy. Thank you for the call. Yes, you're amazing and fantastic. And yeah, Jeff has definitely entered into the draft, the caller draft, no doubt about it. He's been calling here for a long time as well. I got one more call on the line. I'm based on what I'm looking at here in the description. And I'm a little hesitant to pick this up, but let's see what this is. Let's see. Yeah, what's up? You're on with Pete.
Yo, MTV raps. So y'all gonna sit on there and talk about MTV?
Yeah.
While you drink peanut butter whiskey? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, no, I said I was drinking vodka, but we did talk about peanut butter whiskey. Yeah.
No, MTV though. On a good note, that used to be actually really fun back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
But you left out the sitting there eating mushrooms and watching liquid television at night. And when you were in college, that was really good times too. So
yeah. Beavis and Butthead.
Can't leave that out of MTV.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead, right? That was on MTV, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. That came on MTV after King of the Hill.
Yeah, Liquid. Now that you mention it,
Hank's camper.
Yeah, Liquid Television was a good show. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's how I spent my college days, picking mushrooms and watching Liquid Television. It was really fun.
There you go. Sounds like a good time to me.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I wanted to ask you. So the peanut butter whiskey, so that's what you're doing now. That's what the kids these days are up to.
Oh, I'm not a kid, and I just had it for the first time last week. But I don't know. It sounds. Have you tried it?
No, I have not. But I was sitting here. Somebody actually gave me a bottle of chocolate tequila, and that's what made me salted chocolate tequila.
Are you serious? Is that a real thing, or are you just being?
Yeah. No, I swear to God, I'm looking at it right now. I have not opened it. So your peanut butter whiskey really struck my curiosity there.
So what is the who's the maker of that? Who makes it?
Of the chocolate tequila?
Yeah.
Let me see. It says salted chocolate tequila, 100% agave.
There's got to be like a brand, right?
It says salt on the front.
There's no company.
I guess.
I mean, is it made by?
It's from Mexico. Somebody brought it from Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. 100% agave salted chocolate tequila.
Huh.
I haven't drank it.
Well, why don't you go ahead and since you've got it, and since it's Friday night, you have nothing better to do but to call in here. So go ahead and open it up and take a taste of it and tell me how it tastes. Can you do that? All right.
All right, here you go. You got to take the cork out. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Here's to Pete.
All right.
It's fucking disgusting.
I'm feeling you're going to say that. I don't even know. Who knows if you?
Yeah, that's horrible.
I don't even know. Did you really take a swig of it?
Of course.
Okay. And you think it's horrible, huh?
well, yeah, I'm drinking. Yeah, definitely needs a chaser.
All right.
It's not tequila. Now I'm walking out on the back porch. So, okay. So on to something different now.
Yeah.
We'll try your peanut butter tequila or peanut butter whiskey.
Oh, it's made by a company called
Slob Olympics.
Yeah, it's called. Who am I speaking with? Who are you?
Well, this is Traveling Fools, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, come on now.
You should have told me that at the beginning. I would have been nicer to you.
Oh, why is that? Thanks. Thanks a lot. You wouldn't have made me drink the fucking weasel piss from Mexico. Thank you very much.
No, but so are you coming to the Slob Olympics? Do you know that yet or no?
We will either be in Cancun or we will be at the Slob Olympics. One or the other. I have not.
Well,
we have not figured it out yet.
I mean, I think I know which one you'd rather go to. I mean, Cancun's amazing.
Well, it all depends on whether we can make it to Bali in May. If we make it to Bali in May, if we can do that, then we will be at the Slob Olympics.
Yeah. Well, I do hope you come.
If we can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to.
I got to go on and talk about George for a second. George has got to be one of your most interesting callers.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely think George should be your first round draft pick.
Right now, he's in the league.
He's at least, yeah, and Lou's not going to steal him. Lou, there's no way Lou could carry on a conversation for more than 10 seconds without yelling out the side of his mouth at George. So there's no way that could possibly.
Well, Lou is
now. George would be fun. He can keep people entertained.
Yeah, Lou has already said he's not interested in drafting George, so he's a free for all for me. I could draft him wherever I want, but I'll have to think about my strategy here as far as George goes. But yeah, he's definitely.
I've offered to buy George's ticket to the Slav Olympics if he can bunk with Lou.
I don't know that's not happening. That's not happening. Yeah.
Oh, come on now. He can share a room with Lou, and I'll pay for his ticket, and everything will be good.
Yeah.
That sounds fair to me. Lou can sport his bill for the room, and I'll pay for his ticket.
Yeah. I think that Lou might have an issue with that. But I don't know. George probably wouldn't have an issue with it, but Lou would.
No, George wouldn't have an issue at all. He'd just snore all night, and it'd be good.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I say, I give you the kudos. I'm picking George first. I'll call in, and if it gets boring, I'll call in to George, and I can talk about red light districts in Asia or something to keep people entertained.
Yeah, and hey, listen, if you're watching next time that George calls in, you're welcome to call in at the same time. And now I'll save your number here so I know who you are, and you can talk to him
on a bathroom wall.
You can talk to him here, on air. You two can converse because I'd like to hear that too. That would be interesting.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Hey, while you're here, before I get off,
that'd be kind of fun.
But while you're here, before I get off, you're the winner because I'm about to shut the show down. You're the winner of the week 1 of the contest. So you want to enter in? You want to give me your picks for this contest here?
Okay, you want me to do it? Okay.
I'll give. Do you know who the 6 are?
I'll give it to you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure I can probably wing it.
All right.
I'll give it to you. So I'm caught between Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones is the first. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Trevor Lawrence,
okay.
Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and then Kyle Trask.
Okay, perfect. Wait, that's only 5.
That work?
There's Zach Wilson's in there too.
Oh, do I need you? Okay, throw him in at the bottom then, poor guy.
Okay. All right, so you got Trevor first, Mac second, Fields third, Lance fourth, Trask fifth, and Wilson sixth. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right, so there you go.
You know how I pick my. You know how I pick. Look at that $2 bill behind you. You know how I pick my.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn bets.
For everybody's watching, this was sent to me by the gentleman on the phone, Traveling Fools, and his lovely wife, because I want to bet over him over the Clemson and Miami game. Thank you for that. It is on full. It's on.
You're very welcome. Next year in the ACC championship, you can send me one back.
There you go. Now we're talking. I like it. All right, buddy. Thank you for calling in.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too. Be safe, and hopefully I'll see you in March.
All right, and don't buy chocolate tequila.
I'm going to try it. But you know what? If you come to Slav Olympics, bring it. I'll try it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Take it easy, man.
Bye. There you guys have it. That's going to conclude the show tonight. I thought it was a great show. I had a lot of fun. All the callers, you guys are amazing and fantastic. Every single one of you, all the people that showed up and commented, all the people that entered the contest through Super Chat, you guys are all great. Love doing these call-in shows. I will be back here Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. I will be back. Yes. I'll come on about 15 or 20 minutes prior to the Super Bowl kickoff, and we'll hang out, have a couple of beers. Maybe I'll make some nachos, whatever. So if you aren't going to a Super Bowl party, which many people do, although there might not be that many people that go to Super Bowl parties this year because of COVID, and if you have nothing else to do, better to do than come hang out with me, come do it. We'll have a good time. All right, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It hasn't been real fun. I'll see you on Sunday. Pigskin Pete is checking out.